Go ahead.
3C, 4P, DCA, V2, ET, 181391.
Yes, this is the vehicle. Thank you. Okay, this vehicle is a 2014 Dodge Journey. It's a four-door, and the condition on the vehicle here on the report is excellent. And at the time of damage, it was 5,723 miles. And this was fixed at a select service or Service First shop from State Farm, which is indicated right here on the paperwork here. Insurance company, State Farm, contact Service First. Okay, what we have here is we have a lot of major paint flaws on the hood here. There's a lot of fish eyes in the paint, a lot of dust particles in the paint. There are long runs along this whole leading edge where the paint pooled down. There's pooling at all the edges. There's a very large run coming up through the center here. They did not remove the windshield wiper squirters for the fluid to come out. There's dry lines on the back side here where you can see that they were masked off and the spray did not accurately go underneath it like it should have, so there's going to possibly be peeling problems around the windshield squirters at a later date. We have overspray here on the fender that they did not properly mask it. The gaps between the hood and the fender on the right side of the vehicle are 4.5 gaps, and we can show that indicated here on the gauge here. So if we were to take the gauge and go into the gaps, everything here is 4.5. Along the leading edges, it's a little bit tight along here, but then it drops in at 4.5. On the door to the fender relationship, we also have a 4.5 gap. And then as we go down, it does get a little bit tighter, but we still have 4.5. And then at the very bottom, it drops down to 4.0. And the 4.0 gap here is being indicated because on the other side of the vehicle, it's even tighter. On the right side of the vehicle here, we also have a lot of overspray here on the fender and also on the door in this area here. We have a mismatched color difference between the bumper and the fender. On the left side of the vehicle, we're going to have the leading edge 3.5, and then it gets a little bit tighter to 3.0, which is here. And then as we come back up, it gets wider again to 3.5. And then as we get to the very leading edge of the top, we also have 4.5. Now we're going to stay along the consistency of between the door edge and the fender. On the driver's side here, we have 4.0, which is the gap at the top of the fender. It's in there nice. And then as we go down, the leading edge becomes 3.5. So as we go into the 3.5 gauge, that's nice. And then as we get down to the very bottom, it is such a tight gap, it drops down to 2.5, which is that one there. Also on the left side, we have at the bottom of the rocker molding, we have overspray where it's indicated that they sprayed the fender on the car and they did not mask off properly here or take the rocker molding off. Again, on the fender here, we have a pool of run along the whole inner edge of the body line here. We also have runs in this contour line, and then also here on the leading edge of the door. We also have a run inside the jamb right here on the door. And on this door, you can see the transition of the blend in this area here, which might be too hard to pick up in the video. And we have dust particles in the paint. At the door handle here, we have no buffed area here. And then along this whole edge underneath the door handle, there was a major sag in a run. And then as we come back to the back side of the left side door here, we have major overspray over the whole side of the back door where it was not properly masked. And lastly, on the front windshield, there's overspray on the front windshield. I can identify that now here. You can actually see where the mask line is here, where they did not properly mask, and you can see where the overspray is. And then in the very center of the windshield, there's some overspray in the very center. Okay, and then we're going to take apart the vehicle. We're going to take the front cover off, and then we're going to see what's identified under the front cover. Okay, I just want to look at one thing here. Just look at this paint edge going on in here. I want to make them know that this wasn't anything that you'd... If you can just videotape this coming around, you'll see the paint edge in here. You know what I think they did? I think they painted it, pulled it outside, and repainted it.
Once they saw it, they put it together, and then they went back and taped up and repainted it.
I think it's been painted twice. This is pretty bad.
It's bad.
I mean, for such a small repair, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So I wonder what this thing would have looked like if it had gotten an actual wreck.